Welcome back. A new statewide initiative is underway to help people Thinkability Wisconsin.
That's the name of a new movement to encourage employers to open job opportunities and support those with disabilities seeking meaningful work. Stacey Engebretson shows us how the program works in today's WBAY Cares.
Presented by the MBA program at the Donald J. Schneider School of Business and Economics at St. Norbert College.
According to Thinkability Wisconsin, there are currently 2.4 open positions for every one job seeker in our state. Yet only 19% of people with disabilities are employed. Through this new campaign, a network of partners hope to improve disability employment rates across Wisconsin. At New Perspective Senior Living in Howard, Bethany Alcox is settling into her new job with the culinary team.
Gonna get me feel excited and happy.
Walk over there and say, would anyone like coffee?
With the help of an on-site job coach, Bethany is learning new skills, like how to serve residents in the dining area.
I like to help them a lot. They are very nice to me.
Thank you, that's wonderful.
New Perspective began hiring those with varying abilities during the pandemic when they struggled with a worker shortage.
It gives us an advantage because we have dependable, reliable staff who are engaged with the position. It helps our staff, our other staff, just because, you know, like I said, it's inclusivity, empowerment, empathy, you know, I think it makes them better people too.
Now, the Thinkability Wisconsin Partnership Initiative is encouraging other companies to follow suit.
It's not just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do for businesses. There are many, many benefits to hiring people with disabilities. Companies that do so have 28% higher income, there's lower turnover, higher morale among other employees.
Through a $9 million workforce innovation grant powered by the Down Syndrome Association of Wisconsin, Thinkability recently launched an online resource hub and call center.
A big part of the project is convening all of the partners and the resources into a one-stop shop for people with disabilities, their families, employers, educators, who are just looking for resources on transition and employment, but don't know where to turn.
With tools and information at your fingertips, the goal is to remove barriers and empower those with disabilities and employers to work together to thrive.
Independence in living, in finding a job, in possibly going to post-secondary education or attending a collegiate program is so important for anyone's development, really for all adults who want to live in a community.
For Bethany, this is an opportunity to flourish.
I'll be confident in myself. I did a good job to work here.
And achieve her dream of working in the hospitality industry.
It's something you wish for any child, and so someone that has extra challenges, it just is that much more of an accomplishment to see that goal realized. So
You're a proud mom.
I am.
To learn more about Thinkability Wisconsin, visit WBAY.com and click on this story. Stacey Engebretson, Action 2 News.